piece of plastic.
Nice.
And they're hard as fuck to draw on.
Huh.
Because the ink don't like this.
Huh.
It bubbles up, it streaks, sometimes there's chemical reactions. This is not the best thing to draw on.
We don't have to. This doesn't have to be recorded. How many of those do you have to go through to get it?
No, I always get it right.
Nice.
Because I have patience. You know, even when it's messing up, I'll fight through it. You know, sometimes the best thing to do with these things is to walk away from them and let them really cure and dry for a couple of days. And then I'll spray it with like a workable fixative and let it sit. But I really hate doing that because whenever you hit it with the workable fixative, it changes the color of the marker because now it wets it, it saturates it, and then mixes in with the color, and then it radiates differently. So I'll try to do as much as I can before I spray it, or I'll spray it before I start. You know, because I'm trying to think. One of these gave me a really bad chemical reaction. Like it fought me all the way through. It might have been the Monstar. And it just didn't want to behave. Every time I sprayed it got weird. You know, that's one of my favorite.
Yeah. How did you correct it? It looks perfect. Like it looks
I let it dry for like a week, and then I reapplied all the color again.
Huh.
And
and the spray the spray is almost like a adhesive. Like so after you.
No. The workable fixative, it changes the whatever you're drawing on to something drawable. So it'll react more like paper, because with paper it absorbs the ink,
right,
or whatever you put on it, but plastic can't absorb it. So it'll bubble or streak, or it'll dry funny. It just won't react right. And then when you hit it with the next color, it'll scrape the old color off. So that's why you have to put workable fixative down so that it has something to latch on to.
Right, okay.
And then once you let it fully dry for a couple of days, you can lightly mist it again and then let it dry for, like I said, people don't understand when I give them the price. They be like, that's a lot. And I go, that's cheap. Like, I really should be charging $1,500 for these because the amount of work I got to put into them. Like, you just can't sit and crank one of these out and make it look like that. It's never going to happen. I could do a throw up for you, or like a quick top to bottom like that one. You know, but even that one has discoloration. It changed colors from from coating it.
Huh.
It was much brighter when I originally did it.
Huh.
As soon as I sprayed it
with that plastic?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, so, you know, like even with the trains, you know, you run into those same problems with the trains.
And how much do those? That's what I was when we were talking originally on IG off live on the DM. How much do those run? Like the train itself?
To how much for a blank train?
Yeah.
Oh, you can catch them. You can catch them. I bought some for like $250 the other day. It just depends on who you're buying them from.
Right.
You know, if you can catch these in a store, they're really not that expensive.
Huh.
Like a set might cost you $300 for like 2 cars, no motor. And then if you want the ones that actually drive, they cost a little bit more.
Oh, snap.
You might get a whole box for $500.
Taking them back.
But they're hard to find. So
yeah.
It's like, because at one point New York City Transit gave them a cease and desist and told them to stop. And then they had to work something out, and then they started selling them again. But
why do they do that?
Because transit are assholes. That's what they do. They're like, how dare you make trains of our trains and then put our train logo on it? They shut that down.
Huh.
You know, so like these were the most popular, and that's what transit didn't like, because they had the emblem. It was, you know, it's their train.
Right.
Even though they didn't make it. You know, I think St. Louis Rail Car, one of them was actually designed this, but you know, transit felt it was their proprietary, you know, imagery, and
somebody's getting money.
It's always about money.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to get paid too. You know, and many people never saw this, or if they have seen it, they never touched one. This was the belt and DONDI can.
Oh wow.
And I art directed this.
What?
Yeah. It was like me and Chino.
What year was that?
Man, that's the worst thing you could ask me is years.
No worries. No worries.
I know it was the year they had that real.
I like that. The shadow. Right there.
Well, you know that's him.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fire.
Yeah.
I just noticed it.
Yeah. So basically, we sat down.
That photo.
Huh?
That photo.
Yes. Yeah, we sat down and we just went into like imagery, you know, because originally Duro came up with the idea for it, and he started working on it, and then it didn't happen, and they brought me in, and I just said let's load it up with every image that we could square up in there. So like that's why it has iconic images from his youth. These are from his drawings: the tricycle, the rocking chair, you know, the train, the cap, the can, you know. I said, let's just put everything we could figure out. And the sad part about this is they moved the factory from Brooklyn, well, the storage facility from Brooklyn to Florida, and that's when one of the major hurricanes hit Florida, and it destroyed all of them. So whoever has one, that's it, you know. So this is 731 of 1,392.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have more and you sold some, or?
No, I don't sell stuff like that. I have more,
Okay.
but I'm not a seller.
Okay.
You know, I'm actually more of like a curator. If I get something, I hold on to it. So I'll have things that people forget about, and they'll come here and they go, "You still have that?" I left that here in 1980 something, and I like you didn't throw it out. So as long as I have it, it's always going to be around.
Okay.
You know, if I sell it, somebody's going to resell it. Somebody's going to resell it. Then it's going to get stolen. It's going to go in the garbage. It's gone.
Right.
But if I have it, you know, anyone can come look at it and touch it. You know, but you know, and my library, I think that's important for any artist. You know, like mostly on this rack are books that I'm in. I would say I'm in 90% of these books. You know, not this reference stuff. Like that's all my my Kirby, my Ralph Bakshi, my Warner Brothers, Hanna-Barbera. You know, things that I need for reference and for inspiration. That's there. But a lot of these books, I'm in them, and a few I'm not. You know, but I like to support artists. So, you know, I have the shoe book here. I have the T-Kid book here. I have
Shout out to T-Kid.
I have the Part TDS book,
What?
which is one of my all-time favorites.
What? Shout out to Part 1.
Yeah.
OG.
Yeah. I have the Hall of Fame book. Another good book.
Where do you get that from?
I got it from them, but I'm sure you can get this online.
Damn.
Yeah, if I was telling a new writer, you know, books that they should have for their collection, I would definitely say the Hall of Fame book. I would say the Part book. Absolutely. I would say the T-Kid book.
Yeah, I peeped that. That's amazing.
Serious book. Style Master General. Can't get this. This book doesn't exist anymore. So.
Damn it! I remember Tower Records
Yes, they did
had
have it.
them.
Yes,
I
they
should
did.
have grabbed it.
I mean, you could find it, but it might be like
a little pricey.
$500
Right,
online. Somebody told me they saw one for $150 online, and I was like, "Bro, if you don't buy it, I'll buy it." And, you know, and I have to. You know, I'll just be a scumbag and buy it. You know, and just put it next to the other ones. I'm a real big fan of the Peace books. That's a good book to have. Peace book 1 and 2. Another one of my favorites is ABCs of Graffiti. That's good, especially if you got kids in the house.
Huh.
You know, oh, look who's first. Me.
Yes.
You know, it's got a lot
A
of
for air.
yeah. And I also recommend Mugs and Mascots. Dope book.
Yeah, tell us about how exclusive this one is.
Well, this is like a special edition. You can't buy. Well, maybe you can buy it, and somebody might have sold their on eBay their version. You know, that they were gifted. But this book, if you like graffiti characters, it is the definitive. Yeah, so one of my wacky characters. Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask you either.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait, that's you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Stop Real Crime.
I think I saw that live.
That was at Riverside Park,
Yeah.
and that was on the 3 line for the Dial Tone Live Wire with me and Webb. And
Yeah, that's a close.
yeah, this is the original sketch I took to the wall.
Nice.
Yep. And another book I recommend is just looking at it. Oh, here's a good one. The Days book. I just got this not too long ago. Mr. Ellis, I need you to come sign this. And for all you spray paint junkies, gotta have the Bible. Gotta have the Cat Matches color book.
Do that again.
For all the spray paint junkies. If you don't have this book, you didn't really write, because guys like me who used all of the vintage paint, like that, this book brought back so many memories. It's like going through a photo album of like when you were in junior high school or something. And but not on the graffiti tip, but one of my favorite books. Where is it? This is actually one of my favorite books of all time. By Bobito Garcia, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, he's the man.
This is a book about sneakers.
Yeah.
And if you don't, the graffiti and sneakers go together, I'm
Right.
sorry. You know, from drawing on them, to wearing them, to playing ball in them, to being fresh. You know, it's like, come on. So I say next to every graffiti book should be that book. And I think it's like in multiple editions now. And I just recently got this. Support this, cop this, my man Wayne. He just put out his own book,
Nice.
tabletop book.
Okay.
It's a really dope book. You know, it's all him, like all over the world. And he self-published this.
Nice.
History is made in the streets. And, you know, and I have even odd rarities, things that don't exist. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Gems up in here.
Very few people have seen this in the actual doc book. It's just a little tabletop book. I made a bunch of them, sold them, and they're gone. And it's like,
I think you gotta bring that back.
it's like, you know, just all my stuff. You know, from TLC video shoot, the stuff I did in the Getting Up video game. You know, scrap trains, Montreal. You know, walls, sketches.
What's your favorite outside of New York? What's your favorite city that you've done? Oh, Pat, go back. That's you back in the day.
Yeah.
How old were you, young man?
I was old enough. This is in 2009. Oh, the date is there. Haha. That was in Puerto Rico. We went to a paint shop to pick up some paint.
It almost looks like it could be a dope painting, like if someone were to do your portrait of you.
Well, I'll do it. I can do it.
Yeah, because it has like the sort of, airbrushy kind of.
Yeah, because
The lighting's dope.
Gets One took this photo,
Nice.
and he phased it out, like he blurred the edges of it,
It's fire.
and it's a dope painting. I mean, it's a
Oh.
dope. Yeah, now you got me saying painting.
it
Yeah,
definitely can be.
Yeah, I could draw this in
Yeah.
sepia tones, and do everything in brown.
Yeah, add that green in.
Yeah. But yeah, and this was an actual piece on a piece of metal. It was a show where everybody had to draw on a piece of metal the size of a train panel. And what I did for this, I put spray paint and an airbrush, so it's enamel. It came out dope. And yeah, man, I put this
That's
little
a
book
goodie.
together.
That's a goodie.
It was just too expensive to make and
to
sell.
mass. Yeah.
So one day I'll redo it, you know, and I'll put in all the stuff that no one gets to see.
Limited edition.
Yeah. Well, now making a book is easier.
Yeah.
You know, for like probably $8,000, you can put your own book out, print it, and everything. You won't have no problems. You know, it's just that the graffiti community is very weird.
How so?
Well, they're funny on their support system. You know, there's certain things they'll support and certain things they won't.
Mm-hmm.
And people get into that funny thing of, oh, fuck that guy, I'm not buying his shit. And we just don't support each other properly. So if you see here, I got everybody's stuff. You know, I don't play that. If you put out a good product, I'm going to go get your book, even if I hate you.
Oh wow.
You know, because, you know, this whole culture is teetering, you know, on existing and dying out. So it's like every time we do these are historical documents. So every time they're made, it's imperative that we support it, because that keeps people investing in the next project. So, you know, if we do a book run and nobody buys it, people in the future are going to say, well, those 5 books did poorly. They didn't sell out. They didn't make it to second printing. We're not going to invest. And then us dumbass writers will just go, oh, why nobody wants to invest in the culture? You know.
And is that how you define yourself?
What?
Graffiti writer?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Can-
Graffiti writer first, graffiti artist second.
Okay.